Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel Beyond the Briefcase. I hope you are doing well. So we are back to the episode 2 of Constitution of India. I have already uploaded episode 1 of Constitution of India, and today we'll be discussing the executive body specifically in this particular episode. So let's start the particular presentation. So India's executive branch, as we all know that there are three pillars of democracy, the first being legislation, the second being judiciary, and the third being executive body. Also, we have media as a fourth pillar of democracy. So, in this particular presentation, we'll be covering the structure, election process, powers, and functions of the president, governor, prime minister, and chief minister, their cabinet as well. And we'll be exploring the constitutional roles, limitations, and the real world impact. Also, will be seeing the entry cases of the Indian political system as well. So let's start with the President of India. So as we all know that President of India, uh, whenever we talk about the selection process of President of India, the President of India is being selected by the selected MPs and MLAs. They all cast their votes, and that's how we select the President of India. The same which has been mentioned in the electoral college, that the president is selected by the electoral college. This includes elected members of both the houses of parliament, Lok Sabha and Raj Sabha, upper house, lower house. Also the elected members of legislative assemblies of the state participate, right? Then the constitutional basis, Article 54 defines the electoral college, and Article 55, specifies the procedure for the presidential election, and the election follows the system of proportional representation. So I hope you have understood that how we select the president of India and what are the key articles we'll have to keep in mind when we study the president of India, which is Article 54 and Article 55. Now, powers and functions of the president. The first being the executive powers. So as you all know that the president executes order and policies, and all the executive actions are taken in president's name. So as we all know that president is the number one, the first citizen of India, right? The second being beat any bill, the that particular bill converted to the act only if it gets the assent of the honorable president, and that's how we implement the law, right? Now, when we talk about the legislative powers of the president, the first being the president can summon the whole parliament session, and the president can also dissolve the Lok Sabha. There is also a concept of no confidence motion, which I would suggest you people to read. Also, the president extends to bill passed by the parliament. So just now I mentioned the same thing. Judicial powers, the president can grant pardons, reprieves, respites, or remissions of punishment. This applies to those convicted of offences against union laws. You all must be knowing Nirbhaya case, right? So all the accused people, they approached the president of India for the pardon, but the president rejected their pardons, their mercy petition, and however they got the death penalty. So that's how you approach the president of India. In only some of the cases, only you can approach the president of India, not in all the cases. Okay. Now, prime minister and cabinet, the structure when we see, so the appointment of prime minister, the as you all know, the president appoints the prime minister, generally the leader of majority party in the Lok Sabha is appointed. Also, when we talk about councils of ministers, the prime ministers, the prime minister himself forms a council of ministers, and these ministers are appointed by the president on PM's advice. So you all must be knowing that we have various portfolios. When I say portfolio, it means the ministries. For example, we have textile ministries, for we have finance ministry, which is being headed by the Nirmala Sitharaman, and also we have uh, road and transport ministry, which is being headed by the Nitin Gadkari. So all the ministers are being allocated their particular portfolio, and that's how they operate. And the portfolio and the ministries are being given by the prime minister itself. When we talk about cabinet committees, now these committees are very important because if there is an issue in any bill, they can send that particular bill to the committee for reviewing, okay, and to make certain important changes. So the cabinet committees aid in decision making. This committees handle specific issues, which could be anything. For example, economic affairs, right? So the functions of prime minister and the cabinet, the first being policy formulation. The cabinet formulates policies and it decides the direction of the government, and policies are based on political ideologies. So as you all know that every party has their own ideology, right? And they work as per their ideology. And again, the policies varies from party to party. It's not mandatory that the ruling party will come with the same policy and the opposition party will come with the same policy. No, they all come with their different ideologies, and as per their ideologies they make their policies, right? And ultimately which helps them to gain vote from the people of India. Second being coordination. The cabinet coordinates government activities. It ensures different ministries that they work together, and coordination is key for effective governance. That is pretty useful for the ministry itself. And the collective responsibility. So the cabinet is collective responsible for anything. It could be no confidence motion, and that can remove the entire cabinet, right? So that is very important. Now, the governor. So the appointment and powers of governor will have to see, because when we talk about governments, state legislation, the governor is considered to be the head, right? But when we talk about Union of India, central government, we consider president as the head of government. President head. Okay. Now, when we see governor, the governors are appointed by the president, and the president appoints a governor. As we all know, the governors hold office at the pleasure of the president, and the executive powers the governor hold is that the same as the president. They execute the state laws. Now, when we talk about the president, they execute the central laws. When we talk about governor, they execute state laws. So you have to be very clear with that particular concept. Okay, the governor appoints the chief minister. See, legislative powers, the governor summons and the state legislature as well, and the governor can dissolve the state assembly. So governor has the authority, the governor has the power to dissolve the state assembly if the ruling party they don't have the majority, and if the opposition party they move a proposal of no confidence motion, and if the ruling party fails in the no confidence motion, and then governor can definitely dissolve the whole state assembly. Now moving forward, appointment of the governor and the term. So, Article 155, the governor of a state shall be appointed by the president by warrant under his hand and seal. And Article 156 deals with the term of governor's office. So, that's very important. Always remember these two articles. Now, governors' key functions, that governors they are the constitutional head. The governor acts as a constitutional head of the state, and the law, when we talk about the law and order, the governor ensures law and order is maintained. And the governor directly reports to the president of India, and the governor reports on state affairs. So as you all know that recently in the Manipur state, the governor of Manipur state, he submitted the report to the president of India, and the president of India imposed mm, particular they imposed particular provisions in the state of Manipur, and also the CM he resigned. The CM of Manipur he resigned from his own post. So currently the president has taken over the whole state of Manipur, and the central agencies, central CRPF bodies, they are ruling the state right now to ensure the law and order and to maintain peace. Now the important case laws. The important case laws with regard to president and governor, the first being SR Bumai versus Union of India. So, in this particular case, this case clarified the governor's role in recommending the president's rule. Also, in SR Bumai, we saw the limitation of arbitrary use of Article 356. The second being Rameshwar Prasad versus Union of India 2006. The Supreme Court addressed the dissolution of the Bihar Assembly, and the court examined the governor's action. So again, president governor's role becomes very important when we talk about state or center, right? Now, constitutional articles, the key provisions. Article 52, it establishes the President of Office of the President of India. Article 74, the Council of Ministers aids and advises the President. Article 154, executive power of the state is vested in the governor. So those two things are very important. Comparative analysis and conclusion. The President, head of the state, largely ceremonial, upholds a constitution. When we talk about Prime Minister, he is the head of the government, exercises real executive power, and the governor is a state representative and links center and state. So governor acts as a bridge between center and state. Now, chief minister and the council of ministers function and governance. Now, when we see the functions in the council ministers governance and the chief ministers, it is being defined by Article 163 and 164 of the Indian Constitution. So we have to be very careful with those articles. Also, the chief minister is the pivotal in the state governance. Article 164, clause 1 states the governor appoints the CM and the CM then advises the appointment of other ministers. The function, the powers, the first point, the government formation. So the CM leads the formation of the state government and the portfolio allocation. So just now I mentioned that when we talk about central government, the prime minister allots the portfolio to all the ministers, but in state government, the chief minister allocates portfolio to ministers, and the chief minister chairs a cabinet meeting for policy decisions. Now, when we talk about councils of ministers and the collective action, the Council of Ministers aids and advises the governor in executive functions. Article 163 and 164 establish collective and individual responsibility. Also, their job is to draft the policy. Also, they develop policies across sectors, which could be anything, including consisting agriculture, education, and healthcare. When we talk about coordination, they ensures departmental activities align. And again, SR Bombay versus of India plays a very important role when we see the limitations of governor power. Now, the chief minister and council, their interdependence in governance. So, as we all know, the chief minister leads and the council executes, the governor oversees, and the constitutional balances ensures effective state governance. CM leadership guides policy direction, council execution, implements policies effectively, and governor oversight, and ensures constitutional adherence. So I hope you all have understood the basics of executive body. How does it work? What is the power, functions, responsibilities of president, governor, chief minister, prime minister? Do share this video with your friends and do like and subscribe if you're liking my videos, and stay tuned for more informative videos. Thank you so much, people, for watching my video.